Hello, my name is J-Dubs, and I'm bringing you my Sword Art deck using cards from all the different Sword Art volumes up to the newest extra booster. And here we go. At level 0, I'm running 3 of the 002K Kirito Runner. At the beginning of the attack phase, you can mill the top card of your deck. If it's a avatar net character, you can run this to any front row position, front row open stall on the stage. So just a pretty decent runner. Also, when you attack, you can choose a Sinon and give it 1k power. So it allows you to get over other cards. I'm running 3 of the Lisbeth Reverser. It has the ability Accelerate, which is take the top part of your deck and put it in the clock. If you do, choose a weapon character and give it 2500 power. What this will allow you to do is to power up your Kirito, power up your other level 0s and level 1s, and it also has synergy with some other cards in the deck, which we'll get to here in a moment. For sisters, we run 3 of the 00500 Elizabeth the Blacksmith. It is a 500 in front, and when using Accelerate, like the one on this card, you can rest it to choose one of your characters and give it 1500 power. Any character, so not restricted to traits. This is decent for pumping up your level 1s and level 0s as well. Neat combo you can do is when you use Accelerate, you can pump one of your level 0s, rest this to pump her, to allow both of your characters to get over your opponent. And then we also run 3, the 1000 power Elizabeth from the newest extra booster. This is global 500, and when you use Accelerate, you can pay 1 to salvage a character. This allows for increased hand engine for pretty much for just taking 1 damage in 1 stock. So just like any set that has a pay 1, take a damage, rest, salvage, or search, just as powerful. It just requires another character on stage with Accelerate. And we run 2 of the 0025 Silicas. When it comes into play, you can pay 1, drop a card, and search your deck for an avatar character. Use this to pretty much get into any cards that we're unable to find at level 1, or if we're setting up for endgame to help find that, as well as ditching any climaxes in our hand that we don't need at the moment for coming up on a refresh. And finally, we run 2 of the 001,000 Sinon. It has Brainstorm, pay 1, spammable Brainstorm for every climax you hit. You can search your deck for a avatar or net character. Avatar net character, and then drop a card. Pretty much this is the brainstorm of the deck, help you mill through your deck if you're climax through, help you search if none of your characters have hit waiting room for either salvage or this card, and just to also allow you to hand fix if you have too many climaxes in hand. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 level 0s. At level 1, running 4 of the new 104K Elizabeth. It gets 500 per every other avatar net character. And it also has the ability to Accelerate. So top card deck to clock again. When you use Accelerate, it gets +1 level and gains the ability salvage on reverse until end of turn. This combos really well with both the global 500 and the rest. What this essentially turns us into is with a full field, this sits at 6k power. With back row like this, it'll be at 7k power. When you use Accelerate, rest, 8.5 power, and then when you Accelerate, pay 1 salvage, turns this into a pay 1, take a damage, salvage 2 combo. Really strong, in my opinion. Outside of that, we're running 3 copies of the 1-0 Elizabeth, 500 for every other character, 4/5 base power, so just it's a 6/5. Really good costless beater at level 1. Gets up to a pretty high power for a costless. Allows you to just kind of generate as much stock as possible and get over things that you otherwise won't be able to. And then we're running 3 of the Clock Encore Sentinel, 104k. Also has 500 for every other character. What this allows you to do is get one of these out in the field just so you can maintain your field size if your opponent has things like level 1 reversers or things that are going like really high walls that might or offensive powerhouses that might actually get over your cards. This allows you to just kind of keep some field size. And finally at level 1 we're running 3 of the 1-0 Asana backup. The standard Asana split backup. When you use the backup, you can give a character 1,000 power, and if you have number of your avatar net characters is 2 or more, you can choose the character and give another 1,000 power. Does not limit to just battling characters, so it allows you to split the backup up. And that is 4, 7, 8, 10, 13 level 1s. At level 2, we're running 2 of the 2-1 lethal backup. Usually you're saving this for in-game. It's 500 more power than the Asana. But what this other effect is when you use the backup, you can look at the top card of your deck. If it's an avatar net character, you can add it to hand and then drop a card. What this allows you to do is say you're being hit near in-game for damage. It allows you to top check, see if you have a climax, and if you don't, mill a card to get closer to a climax. Just so some damage prevention near the end of the game. It's just a nice utility card. We're running 2 of the 2-1 Machine of Weiss Sentinel. I've opted for this over the Global 1K because its effect is it's 1,000 up front, and you can rest it to choose one of your opponent's characters, and it cannot your opponent cannot use events or backups on that character for the rest of the turn. What this allows you to do is when you're transitioning to level 2 and you may still need to salvage, it allows you to use the Accelerate with your 1-0 Elizabeth to get salvage on reverse, and then choose a character on your opponent's side of the field once you know you have enough power over it to guarantee the reverse for the salvage. And then we're running 1 copy of the 2-1 7k check 6 Sentinel. Just as the get ready your opponent's early plays. When it attacks a level 3 character, or when it's placed in front of a level 3 character, it gets plus 3,000 power. And then you may rest 2 characters, and it gets rest 2 of your avatar or net characters, and the card gets 2/5 power until end of turn, making it 12/5 base with back row 13/5 or 14 depending on which back row you're using. Climax 15, so just a really good card for getting over your opponent's early plays. That's it for 5 level 2s. And for level 3, we're running 2 of the new 3/2 early play Kirito from the newest extra booster. When you have it says come into play, draw 2, drop 1. When you have 2 or less climaxes in the waiting room, it gets -1 level in hand. And then on defense, it gets 500 per every other character, so it allows you to wall up on defense. This is really great for digging for climaxes, as well as just having an early play 2-soul card out. The reason why you want to dig for climaxes is for your rest of your level 3 game to set up for a climax combo. And as well being an early play wall for defense purposes. You're running 4 of Blast Shot Sentinel. When this comes into play, heal, and then it has a climax combo. When it attacks, you may with the climax combo with the 1k1 draw trigger. When it attacks, you may pay 2, drop 1. If you do, burn for 4. If it cancels, it gets 3,500 power until end of your opponent's turn. and then when if it's reversed, it gets sent to memory. This allows you for just a couple of a high burn and just a 3 soul attack, which can, if it both sticks, it's just an entire level in and of itself. This deck generates a lot of stock, and after it's got its initial salvages up, so you can just set up for early game really early, get as many copies of these in your hand. If you have the extra stock, use these to dig for the Phantom Bullet Climax if you don't already have it, and just try to set up this full field and just try to burn your opponent down. This card's also useful against anti-damage cards like the money counter, because the burn applies before the trigger, so your opponent is not able to prevent the damage of the burn, even if they are able to prevent the damage of the attack. Overall, just a really good card. And then finally, this is probably going to be the most questionable card that I'm running. I am running 2 of the Demon of Dual Wielding Kirito. I know people are going to question why I'm running this. My main reasons are it has heal on play, so it just allows me to have a total of 6 healers, and then it is a alternate finishing card against sets that have anti-burn, like Log Horizon and the newest Charlotte coming out. What this card does is if you're level 3 6 damage, so pretty much just about to die, you on attack you can pay 3, drop 2, restand. The benefits of this is that it allows you to restand for direct attacks and restand for side attacks, as it does not have to reverse. The downside for this is if you decide the front attack and it gets backed up, you've paid 3, drop 2 for essentially nothing, because you're going to lose your restand, since it will still be reversed. Like I said, the main reason I'm running this is just so I can have a total of 6 healers, because 6 healers is the number I like to stay at, just allow me to consistently heal. And then if I do run into anti-burn, this is just an alternate win condition. It's a bit easier to set up in this deck just due to the amount of Accelerate I'm running. Outside of that, I'm running 4 Phantom Bullet, the 1k1 draw trigger that combos with Last Shot, 2 of the blue Stock Soul, and 2 of the red Stock Soul. Ideally, you would actually want to run 4 red Stock Soul, but I just don't have bad pulls from my boxes, so I only have 2 of these available. Your level 0 has a lot of red card utility versus blue, so you'll just have better targets for the red Stock Soul overall. Mainly reason running these is again to generate more stock, so you can consistently get pretty close to 10 stock, if not 10 stock at level 3, and be able to play 3 of these out and do the combo all in one turn. Let's see. That was 8 level 3s. Now for the play-by-play. At level 0, typically what you want to do, have a runner out, get your back row out. Keeps your runner at about 3k power, 2-5 power, depending on where it's located. If your opponent gets some bigger characters out, use your accelerator. If you can, try to go for a 2-for-1, or just a overall, like a 2-for-1 trade where you able to pump up both of these characters and they don't die, and they have to either get over these or let you generate more stock next turn or crash into the reverser. Outside of that, use your search if you're unable to get your back row just from drawing into it or from salvaging it if you don't have this. So search it out. And then brainstorm when you need to accordingly, if you're climax screwed, if you need to hand fix, if you have too many cards in hand, and you need to just or too many unnecessary cards in hand, or you want to look for something else that's better. Outside of that, usually your runner will stay around for a good while. It'll let you generate some stock early on in the game. And remember, when you accelerate, you can pay 1 rest for power, pay 1 salvage. Coming into level 1, try to get at least 1 of these out. Usually I just try to stick to 1 on the field and try to keep any extras in hand. in case my opponent gets over it. Usually you want to hit level 1 first, which has really been easier to do with this deck due to the Accelerate at level 0. Try to get maybe Elizabeth out or a Clock on Course in off to beat over any characters. Use your Accelerate, get Salvage on reverse, pay 1 Salvage, rest for power. Allows you to get pay 1 taking damage, salvage for 2. Really good salvage potential. You'll pretty much always get set up unless your opponent has anti-salvage. Good thing to note is that this dodges the most common form of anti-salvage, which is the -3 soul, as this salvage is during the climax phase, and this salvage is on reverse. So if you wait for this attack to do last, the soul damage will have already gone through once you salvage. So good way to dodge the -3 soul anti-salvage. Other anti-salvages can become a problem, but for the most part you'll usually be fine. Outside of that, play your backups when necessary. Play Clock on Course on if you're losing field size, if they have really high wall characters and you just need something to help maintain field size and help generate some stock until you get in later stages of the game. Coming into level 2. Usually, if you think you have the spare stock and you're on track to set up your in-game, but you just don't have all your pieces yet, you can play a Machine of Ice. Usually I play over this one. Save this one as salvaging still later on in this game is still pretty good if you're willing to take the risk of the damage. Remember, you are hitting yourself for 1 every single time you use Accelerate, so just keep that in mind. This combo works really well. She's right now 6k, 7k, 7.5. Play a climax, make her 8.5 if you need to. Rest, make sure you anti-backup, just kill off some targets, get some pretty much extra salvage for relatively low cost. If your opponent early plays, play a check 6 Sinon. Get rid of their early player, just try to pump it up. Usually if they hit level 2 before you, and you see that they're going to get an early play off, get your check 6 Sinon, keep this back row, use an Accelerate to, well, can't really use Accelerate, just use this, rest your back row to get over your opponent. Sometimes you can, Outside of that, coming into your level 3 game, or if you're able to, let's say you have your Sinons but can't get the climax, you have the extra stock, early play Kirito, draw it right after you refresh. You should be refreshing pretty much about the moment you hit level 2. If not, maybe even a little bit before then, or just after level 2, due to the amount of cards being pulled off the top of your deck due to the runner and the Accelerate effects. You just pulling a lot of cards off the deck, and brainstorms if you're doing those as well. Allows you to get your early play out pretty much easy. It's just right after refresh, plop 1 or 2 of them down, and you should max out your hand size if it wasn't maxed out already. Coming to level 3, usually you'll have around 8 to 10 stock, which is just enough for last shot. If you have 8, just put down 2 Sinons, play the climax combo. If you have 10 stock, then load your field, play the climax combo, try to burn your opponent. Like I said, if your opponent has anti-burn, this user as a healer, just try to outlast your opponent for maybe a turn longer. Once they push you deeper into level 3, you can, if you want to take the risk and you don't want to use the heals, or if you feel like you're going to have your low on climaxes in your deck and your deck isn't very compressed, just go ahead, use your Accelerates, push yourself up to 3-6, play down the Kirito, and just go for broke. It's the last thing you can do, and try to just clutch up the game. So I'm J-Dubs, and this is my Sword Art deck tech, and thank you for watching.